ladies and gentlemen. I am Christy Hammer, principal at Cactus High School. We would like to welcome you to the 39th commencement ceremony of Cactus High School for the class of 2018. Will you please rise? Will you please rise in honor of our graduates as they enter the stadium and remain standing for the presentation of colors by our Air Force Junior ROTC cadets and the national anthem performed by members of Naya Voce.
broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets bursting gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, ROTC. Thank you, ROTC and Nia Voce. Before we begin this evening's events, there are seniors sitting here before us tonight who have lost a mother or a father. I would like to take a moment of silence to remember those loved ones who greatly impacted their lives who are not here with us this evening. You may be seated. I would like to introduce our student body president, Riggs Miller.
Thank you, Miss Hammer. Wake up, Cobras. Today is Thursday, May 17th, and it is graduation day. Welcome, family, friends, students, board members, teachers, administration, but most importantly, the class of 2018. We made it. We've made it. Some of us have experienced Hudson's endless homework, Santan's life lessons, Bellis's awkward obsession with ancient kings' beards, but all of us endured Shumway's awful Battle of the Classes jokes. Today, we are here to reflect on all the memories and celebrate as a family. We may all be going our own ways, but each of us have impacted the lives of our classmates to become the students we are today. Our journey doesn't end here. It has only begun. We've always been told that we are the future, that we can make a difference. Now, it's time to live it. It's time to make a difference we've always been encouraged to make. It's time to be a part of something bigger than yourself. I was hanging out with Mark, and he showed me a video that Prince EA posted at the start of 2018. It was titled, "Forget Your New Year's Resolution." He spoke about his favorite story. It was about a man who found an egg, an eagle's egg, and he puts it in a chicken's nest. The eagle egg hatches with the chicken. The eagle grew up with the chickens and did everything a chicken did. The eagle even clucked around with the chickens. One day, the eagle saw a bird flying through the clouds, above the trees. The eagle asked, "What is that?" The chicken responds with, "Oh, that is an eagle. The eagle is a master of all birds, the king of the skies. But we belong to the ground. We are just chickens." That chicken lived and died. That eagle lived and died a chicken because that is what he thought he was. We are all born eagles. We are all capable of becoming eagles, but we are going to have to overcome the decisions that will make us chickens. We will need to maintain our character, grow up to be the best we possibly can be. Like Les Brown, the best-selling author, stated, "People fail not because they aim too high and miss, but aim too low and hit. We are Cobras, the class of 2018. Let's not settle for mediocre. Let's be the best, tackle challenges, and accomplish your dreams. A recent study was asked on 100 elderly people to reflect on their life and their biggest regret. Almost every single one of them said they regretted not what they did, but things they didn't do, the dreams they never followed, the risk they never took. You cannot go back now and make a brand new beginning, but you could start now and make a brand new ending. Thank you, and always remember to keep it classy, Cobras. Now, I would like to introduce Kelsey Gibbs, who is our Valedictorian.
Good evening. The last time I was speaking in front of a large crowd, it was freshman year when I was singing my speech. So, I think it's only right to end my high school speaking career the way I started it. No, I'm just teasing you. I won't put your ears through that again. And for those of you who weren't there, consider yourselves lucky. But isn't that crazy? Just 4 years ago, we were freshmen, having no idea what high school had in store for us. We had few ideas on what we wanted to accomplish and who we wanted to become, and we thought we had plenty of time to make that decision. But now that decision is here. The memories and experiences we've gained from Cactus High School have helped shape who we are. High school has given me so many memories I know I won't forget. For example, how many schools can say their principal greets them every morning or bakes them cookies for a job well done? What other schools can say they played their final rivalry game at home, defeated the opponent, and then were able to storm the field? What other schools can say they have a battle of the class assembly where the entire school comes together for a friendly, for the most part, competition against all the other classes? But the most important question is, how many schools can say they are graduating with a family who grew 280 people in size? This big family of ours may not have always agreed, but we made it our goal to see others' points of views and accept people for who they are. I have never seen this more than at football games when we're all doing the sandstorm dance. Sorry. The memory I have most vividly in my mind is when all the lights went out in a football game, and instead of panicking, we all started singing and dancing. I doubt any other graduating class can claim this unique experience. Screaming our class chant at the top of our lungs during Battle of the Classes is another memory I won't forget. Diverse as our class is, we are all Cactus Cobras at heart and support one another. I remember hearing how our girls' softball team made it all the way to the state championship, and how our robotics team made it all the way to World. I remember thinking, dang, look at Cactus go, and I'm a part of this school. These are memories I'm never going to forget because it startled me to see how moved I was by these moments, and I know you all have moments that touched you as well. While our high school journey comes to an end, I encourage us all to take the memories and experiences we've gained as we transition into our next journey, the future. I think it is truly important to acknowledge that we are stepping into the future, and our lives are going to change, but neither of these things should be scary. So, I've thought of a positive word for each of the following letters in the word change and future to make it seem a little less scary. Change is something we should see, celebrate, and go about H happily. Change can bring A, achievement we never thought possible, and make us N, noble in the way we choose to live. We should be G, gracious, as we accept change, and it might make us even become E, enthralled with it, and all the possibilities it brings. Step into the future with the intent of being F, fearless, U, unfailing, T, trusting, U, unstoppable, R, resilient, but most of all, E, embrace it. Embrace change of all type. Embrace the change of our future. Embrace the change that brings us joy. Embrace the change that makes us upset. But most of all, embrace the change that leads to mistakes. Mistakes mean imperfections, but know that these imperfections don't define who we are. Please remember what defines who we are is how we use these mistakes to allow ourselves to go out and live a life we're proud of. So, embrace the change and the inevitable mistakes to come in our very near future. In conclusion, I'd like to leave you with a memorable quote by F. Scott Fitzgerald, which sums up my hopes for the graduating class of 2018. For what it's worth, it's never too late, or in my case, too early, to be whoever you want to be. There's no rules to this thing. We can make the best of it or the worst of it. I hope you make the best of it. I hope you feel things you've never felt before. I hope you meet people who have a different point of view. I hope you live a life you're proud of, and if you're not, I hope you have the courage to start all over again. Thank you so much, Cactus Cobra graduating class of 2018, and good luck on your next chapter. Now, Nia Voce, featuring our senior choir members, will be performing You'll Be in My Heart by Phil Collins.
Come stop your crying, it'll be alright. Just take my hand, hold it tight. I will protect you from all around you. I will be here, don't you cry. For one so small, you seem so strong. My arms will hold you, keep you safe and warm. This bond between us can't be broken. I will be here, don't you cry. 'Cause you'll be in my heart. Yes, you'll be in my heart. From this day on, now and forevermore. You'll be in my heart.
Thank you, Naya Voce. Next, I would like to introduce Alexander Milham, who is our salutatorian.
Good evening to the family, the staff, and the graduates of the class of 2018. It is my pleasure to be speaking before everyone today, and it fills me with pride to address this amazing group of students that I am fortunate to call my classmates. In this transitory period of our lives, I would like to turn to the wisdom of Edward Estlin, or E.E. Cummings, who once wrote, "It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are." Graduates, as we leave high school, both opportunities and obstacles will meet us. We potentially face turbulent times moving forward in life, for change is not easy, and it feels only natural to slip into complacency. Whether it is switching majors or career fields, changing relationships, or even finding meaning in uncertainty, challenges will arise in our lives that seek to bring us down. Such adversity was very familiar to Antarctic explorer Sir Ernest Shackleton. In the early 1900s, the daunting continent of Antarctica had yet to be touched by man. Ernest Shackleton had become captivated by this unexplored land and set out to face the great odds stacked against him, hoping to discover Antarctica. He would eventually go on to attempt this journey 3 separate times, venturing very close, but never actually reaching land. Now, because this is a graduation speech, you may ask, but Mr. Shackleton must have found success in failure, right? Not really. However, his story of exploration serves as an amazing example of someone daring to dream and having the courage to pursue his aspirations. Many will fold under the pressures of life, just as Ernest Shackleton could have, but only a few will rise up against adversity and meet its challenge head on. Graduates, don't you see that right now we are all fearless adventurers with a destination set in the unknown? I know for a fact that we will be the ones to persevere in success and failure on our diverging journeys. But why? What sets us apart from the crowd? Simply put, our courage derives its strength from those who inspire us. This class is a family, and we all empower and strengthen each other. For me, the friendships I have formed with my many teachers and peers through classes, sports, and clubs have supplied me with the passion and tenacity to seek out happiness. Cactus staff and fellow students, you all have supported and taught me so much, giving me the determination necessary to define myself. This confidence is not reserved to me alone. I know the entirety of this class feels it as well because of the bonds they have created over these past 4 years. Although our time together is coming to an end, these feelings, connections, and memories will always be kept close, providing every one of us with the courage to move forward. But my fellow students, this is only half the battle. We must decide what we are to become, what our Antarctica is. I have undoubted confidence in our abilities to succeed in any career field or post-secondary school. Graduates, you and I will not be defined by troubles. Rather, we will carve a path bound for the life we love. I hope everyone in my class knows how incredible and capable they are as young adults. Before I conclude, I must impart some wisdom of my own. Always remember where you came from, but do not live in the past. Always seek to create your own future, but remember to stay grounded in the present. Strive to live your life in balance and stay true to your current self. Now, class of 2018, our bags are packed and we've said our farewells. A great journey awaits us. It is time to chart your course. Before we depart into the world, there is just one question left. Who are you meant to be? Now I would like to introduce Senior Class Secretary Treasurer Cade Pakuta for the presentation of the Senior Class Gift.
Hello families, friends, and graduating class of 2018. My name is Kate Pakuda, and I am the 2017-2018 Senior Class Secretary-Treasurer. And on behalf of the senior class, I'm honored to announce the senior gift for Cactus High School. For our senior gift, the class of 2018 would like to present the gift of a brand new Jumbotron and DJ lighting for our campus. Now may I have Vincent Nguyen, my good friend, the 2018 to 2019 student body president, come up to accept the senior class gift.
Thank you, Cade, and thank you, class of 2018. On behalf of the student body of Cactus High School, I am grateful to accept your gift of a Jumbotron and DJ lighting. You're leaving Cactus a better place. Congratulations and thank you. And now, I would like to introduce the Cactus High School Band performing the 80s, a decade of hits arranged by John Higgins.
Thank you, band. I was feeling old for just a minute because I recognized the majority of those songs, so I saw all you guys dancing and even running in place for Chariots of Fire. So I'm okay. I would like to now introduce and welcome to the stage Alex Owen.
Heart racing, sweat dripping down my back, adrenaline pounding through my veins, an uneasy stomach but a ready mind. These were all things I felt before every swim meet and before getting up onto this stage today. Good evening, families, friends, and students. Thank you for joining us for the 2018 Cactus High School graduation ceremony. While not all of us have participated in a swim meet, all of us have experienced what it means to wait in anticipation. Whether this occurred during a big game, before a big test, or in our everyday lives, we overcame some sort of challenge. This accomplishment, whether meaningful or meaningless, was made possible by our families. Whether biological or adopted, in some way, our families prepared us for every moment of our lives by giving us the tools we needed to succeed. When we began high school, many of us took the first step away from home. However, for Cactus students, this first step didn't take us farther from home. It brought us into a new home full of people who welcomed us with welcoming arms. These people, whether they were students or faculty members, became our adopted family for the next 4 years. Because of how strong of an impact our new family had on us and our lives, a new type of catchphrase was adopted at Cactus. This phrase, Ohana, meant family, but in a much wider sense. It included everyone, whether they were blood related, adopted, or even international family members. They meant something at Cactus, and they were considered our family. When I first began high school, it was a very overwhelming step for me. I was very unsure of what I would experience and how other people would react. I remained very unsure of high school until I became involved. I began participating in sports, clubs, and even more so in my classes. With my increased involvement came greater interactions with the people at Cactus. As I became acquainted with my classmates, teachers, and our foreign exchange students, I began to develop a very distinct bond with them. Some of the closest relationships that I was able to form at Cactus occurred during my senior year, with the most notable being the one formed among the swim team. There were not too many guys on the team that year, and none of us were too familiar with each other. However, we all decided that we were too cool to share a lane with the girls, so we ended up creating Alpha Male Lane 5. After Lane 5 had earned its name, a unique type of bond was formed. I went from only knowing 2 of the guys on the team to becoming close to each and every one of them. Although this kinship didn't necessarily produce the greatest ideas, like wearing Speedos at state, I am grateful to have added these guys to my family. Just as I have a story about how Cactus has influenced my life, I am certain that the students I see before me have stories that are as unique and as special as mine. Whether it was in a class, a club, or a sport, someone impacted our lives in a way that can't be described. The people who make up Cactus and our adopted family have left an imprint, not only in how we think, but how we feel. The closeness and the comfort we all experience with each other has created a home where Cactus has been able to turn into a place where Ohana has flourished. Now, it is time to take the next step of our lives, away from Cactus and away from home. It is time to take the compassion, the integrity, and the love for others Cactus has taught us and begin our lives. I know that all of us have heard at least once that Cactus kids are different. Cactus kids are different because we're not just students and teachers, we are a family that has worked together to prepare us for our future, a family that has shaped us into the people we will become. A family that has provided us with the tools we need to be successful. The clock is ticking. The lane is open. Are you ready to take your mark? Congratulations, class of 2018. Now, I would like to welcome Peoria Unified School District Governing Board President, Mrs. Monica Ceja Martinez.
Mr. Owen, I would have to agree those same feelings come through me as well. Good afternoon, parents, guardians, guests, educators, staff, and of course, seniors. I reached out to Ms. Hammer and asked her to share what stands out about your class. She did not want to give me any details. She said it was all for her speech, and she actually has a whole folder on your class, so that is so impressive. But what she did say was that you are all global-minded and have a desire to make a difference in this world. So I thought, what could I possibly share with you today to this compassionate group of young adults? With technology and short attention spans, I tried to keep this speech under 140 characters, but I'll be honest, #fail. From one PUSD alumni to soon-to-be PUSD alumni, 3 things: relish in the moments, keep moving forward, and always find a way. When I was in high school, I always wanted to be a cheerleader. Where are all my cheerleaders at? All right. You guys all have great moves, but that wasn't the reason, or it wasn't for the football games either. Every year, you guys would go to cheer camp, and I saw what a blast you had. I was mesmerized by the friendships, the laughter, and dedication. I wanted that experience, those relationships. I wanted it to be a part of my high school story. So my junior year, I tried out, and unfortunately, I didn't make the team. This was my first go at learning that there's always another way to get to the desired outcome. That year, Ms. Bennick, a teacher and a cheer coach who also still teaches in our district, approached me and she asked if I was interested in being the school mascot, a coyote. I followed up with questions, of course, and wanted to know what it all entailed. When she said I had the opportunity to go to cheer camp, everything else was a blur. Sign me up. That year I went and had a great time, everything I had imagined and more. So my senior year, I went to state competition, and I am proud to say you are looking at the state champion school mascot. Now I can write that on my resume. I shared this story with you because when you leave here today, remember all the lessons and apply them that you've learned from your Cactus High School teachers, staff, and administrators. Relish in the moment, continue to move forward, and always find a way to meet your desired goals and dreams. Thank you.
She sold me out. We won't hold it against you that you were a coyote, though. Well, we might, just a little bit. This evening, we are privileged to have with us as distinguished guests, Peoria Unified School District Governing Board member and President, Mrs. Monica Ceja Martinez, our interim superintendent, Mrs. Linda Pallas Thompson, our executive director of Everything Under the Sun and All Jobs We Don't Want, Mr. John Croto, and our CFO, Mr. Ken Hicks. At this time, I take great pride in recognizing outstanding scholarship among members of the Cactus High School class of 2018. One of the highest academic and personal honors is to be selected into membership in the National Honor Society. Tonight, our graduating students of this prestigious organization are wearing white sashes. to indicate their induction into the National Honor Society. Will the members of National Honor Society please stand at this time? You may be seated. Those students who have attained standing in the top 10% of their class are designated graduating with honors. Their achievement is indicated in your programs this evening, and they are wearing gold tassels on their mortar boards. Would those students graduating with honors please stand? You may be seated. To graduate from Cactus with high honors means a student has achieved academic standing in the top 5% of the class. I take great pride in acknowledging the high honors graduates at this time who are wearing a double gold cord and a gold tassel. Would those students graduating with high honors please stand? Highest honors graduates are those students who have attained standing in the top 1% of their class. These students are wearing both a double gold cord and gold tassel. Please join me in recognizing Kelsey Gibbs, Alex Milham, and Chris Smith for their academic excellence. Cactus is about getting involved and being a part of the family. If you were involved in a club, activity, or sport, please stand. Let's give this group a hand. You may be seated. This year, this class has earned just under $5 million in scholarship monies, quite a feat for only a class of 280 students. Would you please stand if you received a scholarship, both academic or athletic? You may be seated. When I sat down and thought about this class and what sets them apart, two things came to mind. They are truly my first graduating class, as we have been together all 4 years. When they entered Cactus as freshmen, I became principal. That makes them extra special to me. Two, they have heard countless times that we expect them to change the world, to make a difference, to leave it better than they found it. And as I thought about this mantra we have championed since day one of them entering Cactus, I wondered if they knew they were ready. I think sometimes young people don't realize that they have the ability to radically change the world around them because they don't recognize the power of their voice, their passions, or their beliefs. So I wanted to take a moment to give you evidence of the impact young people are having on this world as a reminder that it can be done. Let's look at Malala, who at age 17 is the youngest person to ever receive the Nobel Peace Prize for her courage and dedication to stand up against the Taliban and fight for the education rights of girls around the world. Or Easton LaChapelle, who at the age of 14 met a young girl with a prosthetic hand that cost her family $80,000 but had limited mobility. Easton decided that it wasn't fair or good enough, so he created the first 3D printed prosthetic limb with more mobility for under $1,000 to make them affordable for everyone. Or Yash Gupta, who at age 14 started a nonprofit, Sight Learning, to collect used glasses and provide them to underprivileged children so they could see to learn in school. He has already provided over $1 million worth of glasses to kids all over the world. And last but not least, Mary Grace Henry, who at age 12 taught herself to sew reversible headbands to sell at school so she could put girls through school in third world countries. By age 18, she had already put 115 girls through school and started the nonprofit organization Reverse the Course. When asked what advice she would give to other young people, she stated, "My advice is to begin. When you see a need, act. Dream big, but start small, taking little steps. Set an initial goal, and don't scare yourself thinking about the what ifs. Each step taken will present new opportunities and new challenges. Face each one as it comes and keep going. All those little steps, done with love, will lead you places impossible to imagine." What I love about these young people is they saw a need, held a belief, and with determination pressed forward to change their world. But this passion to make a difference is even closer to home than you think. It has been modeled to you daily from your teachers. Mrs. Binneker, who inspires us all through her words of encouragement, left on notes, small tokens, and emails. Mrs. Saltzman, who has told every young lady sitting here before me tonight that you are beautiful. Mrs. Hudson, give her a hand. Mrs. Hudson, who taught you never accept less than your best. Mrs. Jones, who showed you that with a sense of humor, you could survive anything, even math. Your coaches, who have taught you that you are lovable not only at your best, but even at your worst. I could spend all evening listing every teacher's gift to you because they have all contributed to your lives, but time is of the essence. So let me include the rest of them in this. Your teachers have modeled to you what it means to serve and to give selflessly for the benefit of others when they spent their weekends and evenings attending your night events, taking pictures to commemorate your successes, creating field trip opportunities to make learning come alive, skipping prep and their lunches to listen when you needed an ear or a shoulder to cry on. Why do I tell these stories? Because as I look around at the faces of these graduating seniors, I know that each and every one of them has the capacity to do the same, to change their world. How do I know that? We have natural leaders in this class, some who have even self-appointed themselves to positions, who have the tremendous ability to get others to follow them. Let me remind you to lead wisely and with a heart of compassion. We have innovators in this class who have the talent to see what is yet to be discovered. I say to you, never lose sight of those who need to benefit from your gifts. For those who need you, you will change their lives forever. In this class, we have students who have a heart to serve. They have demonstrated this throughout the course of their high school career with their countless hours of community service. For they have learned it is far more noble to serve than to be served. Let me remind you that when you become tired and discouraged, never forget that you are touching the life of another, whether you know it or not. Class of 2018, you were made to make a difference with your life story, your gifts, and your talents. In this life, you will experience pain. Learn from it. Let it grow you in meaningful ways, and eventually use it to transform the lives of others. Evaluate every opportunity, not by how much money you will earn, but rather how much of an impact you can make. Whatever you choose to do with your future should be an overflow of who you are, your character, and what you stand for. Let us never cease to encourage one another to greatness, for you were born to make a difference. Your Cactus family expects it. I love you all, and thank you for being a part of my life. Now, the moment you have all been waiting for. On behalf of the faculty, staff, and administration, it is with honor and pride that I, as principal of Cactus High School, certify that each of these students has met the requirements for graduation as set forth by the state of Arizona and the Peoria Unified School District. I present this class to Mrs. Monica Ceja Martinez, President of the Peoria Unified School District Governing Board. Mrs. Monica Ceja Martinez, I respectfully request that you accept these graduates and that you confer diplomas on them.
On behalf of the Governing Board of the Peoria Unified School District and by the authority vested in me by the state of Arizona, I accept this recommendation that the Cactus High School class of 2018 has met the requirements for graduation. Ms. Hammer, please present the graduates to receive their diplomas.
Seniors, please prepare to receive your diplomas. Would those seated in row 1 please come forward?
Sarah Anna Marie Jones.
Alexandria Coulon.
Clarissa Michelle Lewis.
Aaron Minat.
Patrick Rooney.
Savannah Mans.
Jared Easton.
Precious Welch.
Renee Igara.
Hasib Zafari.
Abigail Michaela Madsen.
Becca Bellis.
Isabella Maisha Hudson.
Demarie Bug Norris.
Joey Xavier Kinsey.
Alexandra Marguerite Caldwell.
Megan Irene Burrell.
Nicole Ann Osteen.
Chase Henry.
Joseph Gregory Marufo.
Alexis Perkins.
Ashlyn Marie Bergstrom.
Larissa Murillo.
Vincent Alejandro.
Taya Stone.
Paris Mattison Cherry.
Taylor Anderson.
Noah Thomas.
Marley Matthews.
Kelsey Luis Gibbs.
Mia Ramos.
Alexander Milham.
Noel Cameron.
Alexander Owen.
Alicia Broughton.
Cade Pokuta.
Taylor Silachek.
Soleil Mina Gandara.
Zach Ryan Williams.
The Riggs Allen Miller.
Hannah Bowles.
Enma Garcia.
Chandler Boyd.
Hussein Al Tamimi.
Ashley Brosman.
Courtney Adams.
Grant Bradbury.
Brandon Anderson.
Alexis Brown.
Tamara El Kazraji.
Kyle Brown.
Aaron Oswegan.
Jaslyn Laura Brown.
Paola Alvarez.
Isaac Andre Cantrell.
Emmanuel Avendado.
Mina Burkett.
Zoe Angulo.
Oscar Castaneda.
Ray Ayash.
Angelina Bushi.
David Kuinov Babajanov.
Jacob Sarasani.
Carissa Joy Aranda.
Sasha Butcher.
Victoria Avalino.
Ryan Christensen.
Luis Barnett.
Megan Riley Huber.
Lorena Babajanov.
Michael Cockerham.
Kyle Belmonte.
Melina Campbell McDonald.
Alyssa Barrera.
John Dalton Courts.
Anton Bickler.
Priscilla Chavez.
Joshua Bates.
Bradley Crow.
Justin Booth.
Jacqueline Estrada.
Matt Sheehan.
Andrew Fishincord.
Tyler Derman.
Taylor Farrell.
Brianna Caldwell.
Ruben Flores.
Alex Youssef.
Judith Flames.
Marissa Cook.
Orville Wright.
James Dobrasevich.
Annika Flores.
Samantha DeMichael.
Jacob Ford.
Hayden Donald.
Sienna Gallegos.
Sarah Samir Danka.
Andrew Fritz.
Reese Kellen D. Donaldson.
Marina Gaona.
Emma Dinnigan.
Brian Galler Suarez.
Terry Ann Souye.
Jacqueline Garrett.
Maumer Fettick.
Monty Willems.
Colt Dreyer.
Courtney Gibb.
Danielle Duff.
Arturo Gaynor.
Jessica Dupra.
Haley Grislinski.
Cameron Eisenman.
Noah Gibson.
Caitlin Eline.
Emily Guerra.
David Espinosa.
Isaac Gilliam.
Adelina Erdi.
Zane Holly.
Colton Wright.
Ashley Kennedy.
Megan Haggard.
Cody Hernan.
Jackie Ibarra.
Keisha Lee Kimball.
Brooklyn Harbaugh Phillips.
Cody Herrick.
Jonathan Griffin.
Damani Hopkins.
Grace Halbert.
Haley Krebsbach.
Brandon Woods.
Daniel Jackson.
Sydney Aaliyah Nigal Hawkins.
Brooke Laidler.
Caleb Groover.
David Jackson.
Jakora Hendricks Allen.
Riley Joe Lawrence.
Dylan Haas.
Joshua Johnson.
Raquel Hill.
Elise Lee.
Jonathan Hack.
Corey Jones.
Caitlin Huff.
Tiara Lewis.
Lane Hall.
Josh Jones.
Atlantis Giles.
Gina Mastrobono.
Justin Graziano.
Scott Jones Jr.
Sierra Johnson.
Tyler Jones.
Theodore Haas.
Angelica Mercado.
Catherine Jones.
Aaron Menares.
Ninos Joseph.
Manuel Martinez Jr.
Juliana Miller.
Andrew Masad.
Taylor Kobiluck.
Azra Music.
Skylar Mitchell.
Hunter McCarty.
Maximilian Kostrowski.
Tyler McCoy.
Nathan Kunch.
Janine Nelson.
Jasmine Makwananzi.
Nathaniel McDowell.
Garrett Layton.
Josh McGinnis.
Mahal Lee.
Jenna Nelson.
Sophia Mullins.
Casey Odell.
Bradley Yeager.
Ryan McNerney.
Sean Tyler Lessard.
Kyle Mock.
Ramina Alessandra Muniz.
Saif Mohammed Ali.
Corey Llewellyn.
Ashley O'Rourke.
Angel Lopez.
Alex Jack Naylor.
Selena Munoz.
Mark Oida.
Juan Lopez.
Michaela Parker.
Nathan Lovato.
Matthew O'Rourke.
Katiri Murguia.
Josh Wood.
Colin Manar.
Noah Swartout.
Corey Osteen.
Elizabeth Rodriguez.
Ebony Patino.
Jordan Landry.
Brianna Von Berg.
Viviana Romero.
Brandon Padilla Cobos.
Christopher Jake Russett.
Alicia Power.
Natalia Nadia Rosa.
Joseph Paredes.
Matthew Reskowski.
Zanila Reed.
Kaylin Rose.
Brandon Perlman.
Noah Samanego.
Vince Pasuti.
Cassandra Seawright.
Crystal Rice.
Pedro Santiago Jr.
Aid Pilov.
Arilana Cedillo.
Craig Purcell.
Michael Ashar Sadiadian.
Megan Richards.
Marae Celestia.
Braden Ramsey.
Trevor Schetzel.
Sabrina Yarrow.
Michaela Walborn.
Tasha Richardson.
Michael Schulz.
Sydney Alexander Riddle.
Annika Shook.
Stephen Stutzman.
Angie Cassandra Zapata.
Deja Rodriguez.
Hannah Siegel.
Alberto Elvin Rivera Rodriguez.
Michael Tomachov.
Summer Song.
Sierra Walker.
Carl Shull.
Owen Torres.
Tess Spinker.
Austin Vanderhei.
R.J. Smith.
Robert Vasquez Jr.
Aurion Steele.
Jenna Weiss.
Eric Sorm.
Pedro Jauregui.
Chris Smith.
Michael Walters.
You're the most.
Kalaya Taft.
Makai Washington.
Jaden Speck.
Shannon Welch.
Brianna Tatish.
Kyle Whipple.
James Garrett Stacker.
Adam Whitmer.
Joshua Steffen.
Hayden Asher Williams.
Madison Tomlin.
Ethan Whittinghill.
Axel Rios.
Riley Zajac.
Alejandra Casillas Tellez. Ladies and gentlemen, for our last speaker tonight, I would like to welcome up Soleil Ojeda.
Good evening, class of 2018. Please take a moment and look around this stadium. As we all gazed upon our fellow friends, acquaintances, foes, exes, teachers, and staff members, like me, you saw your past 4 years of memories come in flashbacks almost instantaneously. Like a movie reel, playing in fast motion, no pauses, no stops, and no rewind buttons. Memories like Friday night lights, Wednesday night bonfires, pep rallies, spirit weeks, and remembering how we had finally won Battle of the Classes this year, even though we should have really won the past 2 years. It all reminds us of what our story is. Throughout high school, we have all gone through a multitude of events that we have overcome and faced, then left behind once we moved forward onto the next chapter. This book that we have been reading over the last 13 years at times felt never-ending. It felt like certain chapters were never going to find a solution. We all imagined different scenarios of what could happen next in the story, but all we could do to be certain was to keep on reading. It is all very bittersweet, but the truth is that this is finally it. This is a chapter of our story where we all graduate from Cactus High School. The memories that we will cherish, whether they have been good, bad, sad, or happy, will have a long-lasting impression on us all. Unlike other personal memories, our high school ones from this point on will feel nostalgic. I was given the honor to finish this year by giving our closing speech to you all sitting here today, so I won't bore you with all the old and annoying cliches. Instead, I want you all to take this time to reflect not just on our past, but most importantly, the brighter future that awaits us all. While some of us may go on to do incredible things, some of us may not. That, however, does not matter. What matters is that you go on and live your life with pride and dignity. Strive to always push forward and to always give your 100% effort 100% of the time. Do it with love, compassion, loyalty, and most of all, fun. High school was a transitional time in all of our lives. Even though we sometimes felt as though we were treated as kids, we knew that its primary objective was to help us begin adulthood. High school was to help us learn the ropes of life. It enabled us to interact with the world around us by pushing us to go out and get our first jobs. It was to learn responsibility, and by making sure we turned in our 7-page essays at 7 in the morning, thanks to Miss Binnicker. It showed us that we can conquer anything we put our minds to, like winning sport games or dancing on stage for our winter recitals. But lastly, and most importantly, it was to create bonds with people that will never be broken. We were forced to get out of our comfort zones and to tackle on obstacles that challenge us most. Whether it be public speaking, lip syncing in front of the entire school in Battle of the Classes, or even by talking to your crush during passing periods in the 200 building. I know most of us here today are feeling a ton of emotions, whether it be fear, happiness, sadness, or even nothing at all. A lot of us may not have the exact words to explain how we feel, because knowing that our childhood is over once we walk through those stadium doors scares us. We are finishing the last chapter of a book that we have been reading through for the last 13 years. We will have to leave our favorite characters behind. We will have to leave our favorite memories behind. We will have to create new ones. We will have to say goodbye to our favorite parts and start imagining the new ones to come. We're all putting down a great book that we've all come to know and love. Very soon, all of us will pick up a new book to read and open it up to the first chapter of our lives. On behalf of my graduating senior class, I would like to thank all of administration for motivating our entire class. You showed us that we must shoot for the stars. I would like to let staff members know that we are truly thankful, as well grateful, to have all of you throughout our last 4 years here at Cactus. You are the foundation of each and every student. We couldn't have gotten this far without you all. I would also like to thank my closest friends, my family, and most importantly, my mom. You have all taught me valuable life lessons that I will take on with me today, tomorrow, and forever. And this year would not have been possible without all of you guys. Fellow graduates, this will be the last time we will all surround each other in the comfort of our high school bubble. At this time, I ask that you all stand and join me in moving our tassels to signify the end of our era as Cobras and the beginning of the next chapter of our lives. Now, finally and lastly, to shout out our class chant one last time on a count of 3. And yes, Josh, that does mean after 3. 1, 2, 3. Step aside, we're bad and mean. We're the class of 2018. Woo! Congratulations, class of 2018. We are now high school graduates.